Wi-Fi here I have sucks. I'm going back to the starting from the beginning of the video, so you guys can see what games that's coming out. Thank you guys for watching these awesome videos. Let's go. If you guys are brand new here, make sure you hit that like, subscribe, and comment down below. And my name is Sammy Darden. If you guys are brand new here, make sure you hit that like, subscribe, and comment. And let's get to this video.
We've almost arrived at the point where 2018 rolls into 2019, and we know Nintendo has big things planned for next year. So today, we're giving you our list of the top 10 2019 Switch games to be most excited for. What's going on, everybody? It's Zach from Switch Force. Gabe is here. If you guys enjoy the video and are pumped for 2019, make sure to hit that like button and let us know in the comments down below what you think of our list and what game you are most excited for
Not
in the
this
coming
one.
year,
I'm not
and
excited
why
for
it
this
was
one.
a
This
tough
game is
list to
boring and
whittle
it's
down because we
so
already
dumb.
know a lot of top tier big titles. Obviously, there are things that are unannounced, and I'm sure Directs, E3, and more will provide clarity. But for now, we have a stable of games, Gabe, that is setting up for a really exciting 2019.
By all accounts, 2019 is going to be way better than 2018 just because, hey, we got a Pokemon game that was a remake this year. Next year, we get a brand new one. So that alone is reason enough to be excited. But Nintendo has so much more in store. And not only Nintendo, third parties really seem to be stepping it up this coming year as well. And I can't wait to see what is not announced that could surprise us later in the year. But for now, we do have 10 games that we've selected that we want to get through. So Zach, kick us off.
Yes, these games are announced. They have confirmed 2019 dates. Those were the restrictions to be on this list. So while I am insanely excited for Metroid Prime 4, it couldn't quite cut it. Same with Bayonetta 3, just to throw that out there. At number 10, we have Yoshi's Crafted World, the game that has seen a number of delays, but seems to be coming together quite nicely. A focus on cardboard, paper, and playing the levels in reverse from different perspectives. I always love the creativity that the recent Kirby and Yoshi games have been able to implement. I hope that this one has either some surprise difficulty or at least enough collectibles to keep more hardcore players engaged.
While I don't think that this is going to be the Dark Souls of the Yoshi universe, Zach, I do hope that there is a little bit more challenge. Challenges are, maybe something that Yoshi could do just in the same way that Celeste does, where you have strawberries that you can collect along the way, but they're totally optional. Something like that would make use of the really cool platforming that Yoshi does in this very vibrant and creative world. Yeah. So maybe do something like that for the hardcore. But like you, I am very excited. I want to play this game almost exclusively co-op because I never get to do that. Kirby was one of the games that I was excited for, right? I really wanted to play co-op with someone, and I didn't quite have a chance to. I'm hoping I can rectify that with Yoshi.
Yeah, for me, Star Allies, the co-op mechanic simplified the game too much, and so I'm going to be tackling Crafted World solo, and I hope it's able to incorporate the beauty and wonder of Woolly World with maybe some more of the difficulty that a game like Kirby and the Rainbow Curse back on Wii U brought to the table. But let's move on to number 9, which is a repeat.
Sorry about this, guys. Skip.
Title from 2018's list, Wargroove, Gabe, coming in the 9th slot. This one is launching Q1 2019. It has seen a bunch of delays like Yoshi, but I love the latest trailer it just released, and this really does look like an exciting new take on Advance Wars from Chucklefish.
It is so fitting that we have both games that were originally on last year's list on this year's list as well. I'm excited for Wargroove. Like you, I love Advance Wars, and seeing them bring it into the new generation is going to be a really cool thing. There's online, there's multiplayer, there's so much more to love in this package, and I just can't wait to hear when it's going to come out because we don't even know that right now. We know that it's slated for earlier in the year. I just want to see if it makes it this time.
Yeah, I love the commanders that they've already shown and the idea of picking your commander with special personality and then assembling your army. There's a campaign, there's online as you mentioned, there's map creation if you want to do that. You can share your maps and your levels online. It's going to be super freaking awesome. There's a puzzle mode, which I think will be really cool, limiting some of your abilities to try and complete these tougher tasks. And if we think that Yoshi might be a little more esoteric and focused on the fun and whimsy, well, Wargroove, while colorful, is definitely going to be a game for strategy fans to really sink their teeth in. And it's slated for Q1, so barring any delays, we will be playing this soon. Number 8 is a game that we know very little about, but piqued our interest earlier in this year, and that is Town from Game Freak, another RPG that has nothing to do with Pikachu or Pokemon. Gabe, I know you're super hyped for this. What stands out about Town?
First of all, it's just a pedigree of Game Freak. We see a little bit of the battle system. We see this red-headed boy with a
Nothing on
shield
this
battle this
game
like
I
giant
don't like.
devil-looking monster with
Anything
horns,
that's
and then
like
we see
3
the opponent
games
of
I
the
don't
music.
really
It's a blonde
like.
boy with glasses, and honestly, it's the air of mystery about this that kind of has me excited. The fact that this isn't Pokemon, but it's still a Game Freak joint. Usually, when they depart from Pokemon, it's things that I'm interested in just because I would like to see how else they can flex their muscles. It might be a little bit more of a simplistic RPG, but that is never really a deter. Like, it's not a deterrent for me, at least. So I want to see where they go with the story, and the fact that it like takes place in a town has me very intrigued. Do you think that the name sticks, by the way, because it is a working title?
I think the title gets a little bit more complex, and I hope that the game does as well. Game Freak, obviously, as you mentioned, great developers. Pokemon 2019 still has not seen its spot yet on this list, but I'm wondering if this is going to be a simpler take, or if they will let their imaginations kind of run wild, given that they're outside of the Pokemon framework. It is interesting how much mystery there is. It's one also that it has been given a 2019 date, but I wonder if this is a candidate similar to Wargroove and Yoshi from last year that slips onto our 2020 list, just given how much emphasis Game Freak will need to spend and place on Pokemon releasing for this coming holiday season. Will they be able to get out 2 at the same time? And what form does this game even take? Is it a full $60 product? Is it more of a mid-tier game? And how much dynamic stuff is going on in this town where supposedly majority of the game takes place? We'll have to wait and see, but it's definitely one to keep your eyes on, and hopefully it does come out. Number 7 sees us move towards that third-party dominance that we hope comes in 2019, and we know that Panic Button is going to be at the forefront with Doom Eternal coming day and date whenever that may drop. Bethesda has said it's coming sometime in 2019, and they hope to share a more concrete launch window soon. But for now, we know this will bring fast-paced, ferocious, and frankly, very gory action to our hybrid console.
We want third party to be present day and date on Nintendo Switch, and if Bethesda can actually make this happen, I will be over the moon, Zach. I'm still a little bit fearful that it gets pushed, just because that happens every once in a while on Nintendo Switch, where something gets announced and then they say, hey, the Switch version is coming a little bit later, but I would love for Doom to be represented on day 1 with Doom Eternal on Nintendo Switch. I am curious how the multiplayer is going to work this time. Will we maybe have a little bit more of a player base, because the Doom game on Switch right now doesn't have that much of a player base. I'm sure Panic Button is going to do a great job with the port, because every port that they make has gotten better and better, so I can't wait to see what they do with this one.
Wolfenstein 2 made our best of 2018 list, so hopefully they can continue to build on that. The game will only be 30 frames per second, which is a bit worrisome, but as long as they're able to keep the action smooth and bring back that motion aiming that we really liked in Wolfie, this should be a great time. At number 6, we have the surprise game that was just dropped at the Game Awards, Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, coming as an exclusive to Switch and being published by Nintendo, bringing back that cooperative beat-em-up RPG action with all your favorite Marvel characters. This is a surprise announcement, and it could be a surprise hit, given the multiplayer emphasis and being able to take it on the go. It's got a very colorful art style, a, by all accounts, massive cast of characters. I hope that the gameplay holds up.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot more characters than we had the first couple times around with these games, just because so many of these characters are way more popular now. I, like you and like a lot of people, am a little bit worried about the art style, and I worry if that's gonna like translate super well, because I love the old art style so much. This one seems a little bit more cartoony and colorful, but some people might consider that a good thing, and I just think it's fitting that a multiplayer experience like this is going to be exclusive to Nintendo Switch. It is a huge get for them, no matter how the game ends up really being. I think it should be applauded that they went out there and got something as big as a Marvel Ultimate Alliance sequel that people have been wanting for a decade, exclusive to Nintendo Switch. We always say that Nintendo needs more third-party exclusives, and this being published by them, but it is a collaboration between other studios, and of course Marvel coming in and lending the hand by even allowing them to play around with their cast of characters. That should be applauded.
Yeah, and it's a massive year for Marvel at the movies, and hopefully that helps contribute to make this a massive title for Switch. No set date yet, and hopefully we learn much more about the gameplay. I'm expecting to see this one in a direct soon, especially given the heavy, heavy Nintendo ties. But we'll move to the top half of our list, which I'll say was a lot easier to instantly know what games are there, but a lot harder to order because there is some really big, heavy hitters in this top 5. At number 5, we have Animal Crossing Switch. This was announced alongside Isabelle for Smash Brothers Ultimate. We know next to nothing
I don't really
about the
want this
game,
game
but
either.
it is a very tentpole franchise for Nintendo, something that people have been very excited for, and it seems like the perfect fit for Switch. Even if Animal Crossing isn't exactly our cup of tea here at Switch Force, I'm definitely willing to take a taste, a sip, and maybe even a huge big swig because they could do a whole lot of awesomeness being able to take this on the go and play at home.
I mean, and for me, that's the most exciting thing about Animal Crossing on Nintendo Switch. The fact that you and I don't have that affinity that everybody else has, and that's such a good thing because it is gonna maybe leave room for us to be pleasantly surprised and finally see why everybody loves the franchise so much. We don't think it's bad by any means. I just think that neither of us like really experienced it a lot in the past, and this is such a perfect opportunity. I can't wait to see what they do with Nintendo Switch. I know like some friends of mine are really into Animal Crossing. I even know someone with a Tom Nook tattoo, Zach. Just a fun fact for you.
Wow.
So
That's commitment and dedication, and yeah, I don't normally drink Kool-Aid, but if this game turns out to be another star in the franchise, I'm definitely willing to try the Kool-Aid and see what we think of a new title called Animal Crossing. At number 4, another real recent announcement and one that we were fist pumping for getting it right by coming to Switch day and date. That's Mortal Kombat 11. We have been hoping for some NetherRealm fighters on Switch since the beginning. Haven't got any yet, but we're getting the brand new one, and it is intense to say the least. It looks like they are switching things up from Mortal Kombat 10 and going to be bringing some new modes and new systems in, maybe even pretty dramatically different roster and a whole lot of gore. The two third-party big titles we have on this list, both very visceral, and I think these fights are going to be a whole lot of fun this coming April.
People know what to expect with Mortal Kombat. You're
seeing
seeing the trailer at this point. It's like so brutal, and you know the fact that a game like this can exist on Nintendo Switch and you know Nintendo uploading the trailer on their own channel like says so much about where this company is now, where they just weren't before in the past couple of generations. So seeing them embrace hardcore gaming in this aspect is really cool. I was gonna say that I would love to see a crossover of some kind, but there's no way that Nintendo allows any of that stuff to happen to their characters. But the rumor is that this is gonna allow some like character creation of some kind. So that is where I will have my maybe Nintendo themed fun if I can somehow figure out a way to finesse a similarity in characters there.
Yeah, I hope that it runs and plays well. I hope that it delivers all that we're hoping for on April 23rd. One of the few games on this list that has a very specific date, which is nice. Okay, we've reached the top 3, and this is where Gabe and I really got into it. It was very hard to figure out where to place these last 3 titles. So after a long time of debating, we decided to give you our own separate top 3 because they are different and they focus on different areas of gaming and different reasons for why we place these titles here. So we'll split off now and give you each our own title for these top 3. At number 3 for me, I have Fire Emblem 3 Houses, which I think is going to be a fantastic realization of Fire Emblem. I'm not sure how different it will be from the 3DS handheld experiences, even though those have all been stellar. We don't have a date yet. I'm hoping it's early 2019. When it releases, it should be some very polished fun. It's another strategy RPG on the list. I'm a little worried about how into the story I personally will get, but nonetheless, it is one of the big ones that should come, I would say, before most of these others.
Yeah, you're probably right as far as that goes, but I think that the stories and characters are actually like kind of epic, and I know people really get into the characters here with Fire Emblem. I haven't had a chance to play the last few entries, but hey, the characters are in Smash Brothers, so they can't be that bad. I know people love this series, and you know the conversation we were having, just looking up the Metacritic score for all of these. They review very well, so they have a pedigree of bringing quality to the platform and having maybe the gameplay elements and story type that Fire Emblem usually has, you know, on the Nintendo Switch should be like a really cool thing. I'm actually way more pumped for you than this because for me, my number three is going to be Luigi's Mansion, and that's
Oh
because we have no
yes,
idea what that's going to be. We've at least seen like a little bit of
I want
gameplay
that game.
for Fire Emblem. Like we have an idea of what that's going to function like. We know that there's going to be an epic story, stuff like that. With Luigi's Mansion, we don't know if you're just exploring like one big mansion. We have no idea how that's going to work structurally at all. And I know it's a fantastic, franchise for Nintendo. The latest entry recently is on 3DS, and people enjoy it there, I guess. But I don't know what to expect from Luigi's Mansion 3, and that's why it has to be number 3 for me.
Very valid points. Number two is where we do tango together again, and that's Pokemon 2019. I don't know if I'm more excited for
Ooh.
Pokemon 2019 or less excited for Pokemon 2019 after Let's Go, but I do hope that there are some elements borrowed and some elements left behind. I love the integration of the Pokemon into the world. It makes it feel so much more alive and so much more dynamic, and I can't wait to see new creatures that I've never encountered before scurrying through the grass. To me, that's what I'm most pumped for is those Gen 8 characters, those Gen 8 Pokemon lurking about and being like, oh my god, what the heck is that? I have to go over there and grab it. New starters, hopefully some new elements, and definitely a bump in difficulty.
Oh, I want this
Will
one.
they leave a lot of the Let's Go specific things behind? I hope, and I hope that they are able to differentiate and separate Pokemon 2019 as something that feels like a true successor to the Sun and Moon games as opposed to just the next version, if that makes sense. We'll have to wait and see. This is one we know basically nothing about.
Yeah, like you, it's my number 2 as well. I kind of hope that they do a little bit different, just like visually and things like that. But people want the more hardcore elements. People want the online to function way better. You and I had fun with online in Pokemon Let's Go, but if you can have a experience that's catered a little bit more towards the core audience, I'm sure you can make them happy. And I feel like this one is gonna like either be like really really amazing or it's gonna let us down. And I'm excited to see how it goes because if they kind of bring over too much from Let's Go, I feel like a watered down experience is not what people want.
Yeah, will they allow the starters to partner up similar to Pikachu and Eevee? Will they bring over that art style that I personally really love? Will they change the formula in any way? And what, yeah, will they do with multiplayer, online, co-op, things like that? Will the Pokemon Plus work with Pokemon 2019? Will there be Go integration, or will they shirk that and say, no, this is a strict hardcore experience? We'll have to wait and see. I'm sure we'll get an insane deep dive at E3, maybe a little bit beforehand, given Nintendo's recent history. But right now, Gabe, we're ready to move on to our number one titles for 2019. These are the games that we have to play.
You want to upgrade to GeForce RTX this year for free? NVIDIA GeForce Channel is giving away 10 RTX 2080 Ti cards this
And hopefully there's more that
Oh,
surprises
this
us,
is
and it's
so
always fun to look back and
awesome.
see what games didn't make this list that ended up being announced and actually climbed aboard our rankings. But for me, my number one title for 2019 is Luigi's Mansion 3. And I'll kind of differ with you, Gabe, and say we have seen a little gameplay, so we know it's going to function similar to past Luigi's Mansions. Dark Moon was really awesome on 3DS, and I think if they can
I
expand the
want
scope
this
and go
game
to either
too.
multiple mansions or a giant hotel or something of the sort, it could be really cool. What role will Mario play in this game? What role will Bowser play, King Boo, and the rest of the characters? Will they start to incorporate some new faces that we've seen on Nintendo's lineup since we got Luigi's Mansion back on GameCube? The fact that it's coming back to console, Dark Moon was so good. I feel like this has a chance to really expand, and I love that it
I'm
is
gonna
much
get
more
that
of a
game
linear
too.
single-player experience. There's not a ton of that on this list from
Not
outside
that
the
one.
RPG genre, so I'm very pumped to see what they do with that, bringing back EGAD, some new devices, and just how it forwards the legacy and the lore around Luigi.
Speaking of legacy and lore, my number one, Fire Emblem, Three Houses. I just like bigger experiences, and I feel like this game is going to be way longer and it's going to be way more hardcore than what Luigi's Mansion is going to be able to bring. I want to see what changes they are bringing to the gameplay, and for me, story and character is where it's at with Fire Emblem. I know people fall in love with like some of the relationship and stuff that they can do, so I'm excited to dive into that one more time since I haven't played Fire Emblem in so long. I feel like this one is going to be a little bit more up my alley, but I totally agree with you. I'm excited for Luigi's Mansion as well. I mean, it's number 3. It's not that far off from where I have Fire Emblem, but also the fact that we're probably going to get Fire Emblem sooner makes me more excited for it, so I'm definitely taking that into account as well.
Yeah, and I've said this, I think, for a while now, but I'll say it again here. I think that our most exciting game for 2019 has yet to be announced. That was the case for 2019 or 2018. We didn't have either Pokemon or Smash Bros. On that list because they weren't confirmed and announced and ready. So what we get as the surprise releases for 2019, I think could be standouts and might climb this list and maybe even cap it off. I'm hoping that we get another Mario multiplayer fiesta, whether that's a sports game in the form of Strikers. This year we got Tennis Aces and Party, so maybe we get something unique. Maybe we get a golf game. Gabe, get you on those links. Maybe we get our beloved Strikers. Maybe we get something completely different. But the ones that aren't announced, I'm very curious to see. I think Pokemon will dominate in headline, but what else do they bring to the table? And will my mystical Pikmin finally return after years and years of supposedly being almost completed? We wait for you, Pikmin. We wait for you, Miyamoto. That is our list from 10 to 1, starting with Yoshi's Crafted, ending with either Fire Emblem Three Houses or Luigi's Mansion 3. Let us know in the comments down below what you think of our list and which games you're most excited for in 2019 and why. Hit that like button if you're pumped for another year of Switch. Gabe, it's crazy that we're about to enter the 3rd year of Switch because I can, like it was yesterday, remember being so excited to see the first trailer for Switch when it was revealed what it was, and then getting to go play it at the launch event. Like, that literally seems like it was just a month ago. And now here we are about to enter and begin our 3rd year of being Switch owners.
Yeah, exciting times. Hypothetically, the 3rd year is when console generations kind of hit their stride and developers kind of become more comfortable with it. So maybe this is where we start to see the...
So, everybody, if you guys love this video, please give me a big fat thumbs up, like, subscribe, comment down below what are you excited for these games for the Switch. If you guys have a Nintendo Switch, which game are you looking forward to buy this year? So if you guys want me to show you my Nintendo Switch, what games I have for my Nintendo Switch, and my cases I have for my Nintendo Switch, and my book bag, and my case for my Nintendo Switch, just comment down below. I will do that on Monday when I'm up and ready, when I'm up and wide awake, and I will do that for my Nintendo Switch. If you guys have I hope you guys having a wonderful TGI Friday. So I hope you guys enjoy these videos. Comment down below what your favorite games that you want to play for the Nintendo Switch. If you guys don't own a Nintendo Switch, you guys have to get this. This game system is so cool and awesome. You can play on your TV, you can play with your hand, you can play with your handheld, or you could take the Joy-Con, play with it with your Joy-Con, and you could buy a Pro Controller. You can play with your Pro Controller. This system is the best. You guys should get one. If you guys don't own one, guys gotta get it. If you guys have one, what's your favorite Switch games that you want to get this year? Comment down below. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Thank you guys for watching this awesome video. Have a great day, guys. Bye.